Welcome to Earth Systems 3209 Public Exam Review. The textbook for this course is Earth, an Introduction to Physical Geology. The overview of the course. For Earth Systems 3209, it was revised 4 years ago. The exam format that's presently in place includes 75 selected response or multiple choice questions, 25 constructor response or long answer questions. Your Systems public exam is based on the outcomes, elaborations, STE, STSE, and core labs that can be seen in a curriculum guide. An overview of the course based on the 2012 sample June exam and public exam outcome reports, which can be found on the Department of Education website and will be elaborated on later in this presentation. The unit itself contains 5 different units. Unit 1 is the Introduction to Earth Systems and usually covers approximately 6% of time. The second unit focuses on historical geology and will cover 16% of the course. The third unit is Earth's materials, which covers 40% of the course. The fourth unit is the forces within Earth, which would cover 23% of the course. And the final unit is Earth's resources, which covers 15% of the course. When we look at the public exam, all 5 of these units are tested in proportion to the percentage of the course which is covered. In the introduction part of the course, your multiple choice will contain 5 multiple choice total, and these are numbered 1 through 5 on the exam. Unit 2, Historical Geology, would have 13 multiple choice in total, and these cover numbers 6 through 18 on the exam. Unit 3, Earth's Materials, will contain 26 multiple choice in total, and these range from numbers 19 through 44 on your exam. Unit 4, Forces Within Earth, would have 20 multiple choice, and they cover numbers 45 to 64 on the exam. And the final unit, Unit 5, Earth's Resources, would contain 11 multiple choice, and they range from numbers 65 through 75 on the exam. So when you add all 5 units together, 75% of the exam is multiple choice. When you do your multiple choice questions, the questions are divided into level 1, level 2, and level 3 type questions. A level 1 question is basically based on knowledge and recall. This would be information such as definitions and general knowledge that you should be able to recall from the course. Level 2 focuses on application, where you would have to apply your knowledge learned in the course and answer questions based on knowledge that you have learned. And Unit 3, which is the higher order of the 3 different types of questions, is based on evaluation and synthesis. In this situation, you will be given questions that are new, or you're given a question or a scenario where you would have to base knowledge from different parts of the course and draw your conclusions and base your answer on those conclusions. So throughout the exam, we can see that we have 40 multiple choice that is based on level 1 questions, straight recall and knowledge, 25 application type questions, level 2 questions, and 10% of the exam of the multiple choice will be higher order questions, level 3, where you would have to evaluate or synthesize information and draw your conclusions and base your answer on that information. When we look at the constructor response make up 25% of the exam. Unit 1 has a 1 level 3 question worth 2 marks, and that will be question number 76 on your exam. Unit 2, based on historical geology, will have 3% level 2, and 2% level 3 question, which basically makes up 5% of the overall exam. And Unit 2 question will be number 77 on your exam. Unit 3 is made up of 5% level 2 questions and 3% or 2% level 3 question, for a total of 7% of the exam. And this is question number 78 on the exam. Unit 4, Forces Within Earth, would be made up of 4% level 2 question, 2% level 3 question, for a total of 6% of the exam. And this question is number 79 on your exam. And finally, Unit 5 is made up of 3% level 2 question and 2% level 3 question, for a total of 5% of the exam. And this question will be number 80 on your exam. So you'll basically have 5 different questions that you'd have to provide written response for, and these are numbered 76 through 80 on the exam, and they make up a total of 25% of your exam. Some points to consider when answering public exam questions. Firstly, read the question. Once you have read your question, then you should go back and read the question a little slower, and this time read to understand. One thing that you should be asking yourself is, what is the question asking? Once you figure out what the question is asking, it would be good practice to highlight or underline the points that is being asked, and plan your answer to address these points that you have highlighted or underlined. For example, a sample public exam question from the past is as follows. It reads, using a label diagram, illustrate the formation of a thrust fault. Include the associated forces and the type of plate boundary where this could form. So after reading the question, if you go back and read for understanding, you would read it as using a label diagram. So we need to know that we need to include a label diagram. So you highlight that point or underline it. Then the following reads, illustrate the formation of a thrust fault. So thrust fault is the second point that you need to include in your answer. So we need to provide a label diagram of a thrust fault. Include the associated forces. So we need to include forces on our diagram. And the type of plate boundary. So we also need to make